In 1554, Plymouth was a place of ships and trade, of markets and fairs, a fortified city surrounded by farmland and sea that was building an international reputation. These origins are captured on this regal and fascinating document that dates from that same year. This is the Mary Charter, the earliest surviving royal charter which confirms Plymouth's rights and privileges as a city. Among the intricate detail and carefully crafted calligraphy are details which give away the maritime city's status in the Tudor era. It is the earliest official record we have because all earlier charters were destroyed in 1550 by a band of Cornish rebels who invaded Plymouth and burned the Guildhall's record-keeping tower as part of a protest against the church. The Mary Charter dates back to a few years after this turmoil, when Queen Mary I, known as Mary Tudor, or sometimes Bloody Mary, had been on the throne for just 1 year. It paints a picture of how far Plymouth had progressed at the time, confirming the incorporation of place names still familiar today. According to the charter, the town of Sutton Prior, which would have sat beside modern-day Sutton Harbour, is part of Plymouth, along with the tithing of Sutton Raff. Tithing refers to the subdivision of a manor. In Anglo-Saxon times, 10 households made up a tithing and were responsible for one another's good behaviour, rather like an early neighbourhood watch. Also noted in the charter is a parcel or piece of Sutton Vortort and of the tithing of Compton. It confirms Plymouth's right to have a mayor and a city council, known at the time as a commonalty. This would have enabled the city to hold markets and fairs, as well as the right to hold the mayoral court or to have a local coroner. It is written on calfskin in Latin, the language of the law till 1733. It is hand-coloured with red, blue and green pigments and illuminated with gold leaf. To the top left of the letter M is a pomegranate. This was the emblem of Mary's mother, Catherine of Aragon, who was divorced by Henry VIII, bringing about the end of Roman Catholicism as the official church in England. Mary's father, Henry, is represented by the Tudor rose to the top right of the letter M. Along the top line of the charter, decorated with colourful emblems of the countries under her dominion, the pomegranate and rose are pictured side by side, showing Mary embracing both her parents' heritage. In the top left is a portrait of Queen Mary, shown seated on her throne at Westminster, with the words Maria Regina or Queen Mary either side. Mary's long red hair, typical of her Tudor ancestry, tumbles over her shoulders. She wears a red gown covered with an ermine-trimmed blue cloak, and on her hair is the majestic red and gold crown recently passed to her by her late brother, Edward VI. In her hands are the golden orb and sceptre of the monarch, symbols of her divine right to rule on earth, objects that would later be melted down by Oliver Cromwell, and so no longer in existence.